What's up? All right, I'm going to show you a super simple way to set up your macros as well as a template that you can use every single day to hit those macros. This is where most people get caught up and they stumble on, well, geez, now I know my macros, but what should I eat? This is how you're going to figure that out. So first thing, you need to set your calorie target. So what I like to do is you can go into the tracker and you enter your weight, enter your body fat if you know it, and then it's going to give you your basal metabolic rate. Now, if you're not using a tracker, you can go in and you can type in any one of these equations. This is a good one right here. And then you just type in all your data and it'll spit out what your basal metabolic rate is. And that's just how many calories you burn at rest, right? For your baseline activity level, I tell folks if you're trying to lose weight, always punch in sedentary. We tend to overestimate our activity. So I'd rather see you underestimate it and lose weight a little bit too fast and make adjustments to slow that down versus you put something like very active in here, now your calories are too high and you're not losing weight. So set it at sedentary, and then that's going to give you your baseline. So you can see for me, it's 2174 kilocalories plus whatever exercise I do. I do not like to use exercise to adjust my numbers up and down each day. I just leave it alone. Just set it at the default for your baseline metabolic rate, and that's going to be your target. So for me, I set it at 1970 just because of the math on the numbers I'm going to do. So you would set your target, and then you're going to use fixed targets for your protein, your carbs, and your fat. So for protein, I like to go somewhere around 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. For me, the total carbs came out to 180. I like to keep my carbs on the higher side, and I like to keep my fat a little bit on the lower side. So this is the breakdown for me. Now, I've got my targets. Make sure that you're measuring total carbs, not net carbs. So I've got my target of 1970. So then I'm going to go into my diary and I'm going to craft a day's worth of meals. So I like to eat 3 or 4 times a day, usually 3 meals, plus I'll do like a post-workout. So what I'm going to do is figure out, all right, if I'm going to eat 3 meals, I'm going to divide that into each one of my targets and come up with how much I need for protein, carbs, and fat at each meal. And then I'm going to subtract out my snack or my post-workout, and we should be good to go. So here's what I would do. I would start off with meal number 1. This would be my breakfast. I would add in some eggs. And I'm going to go 3 eggs. Add that to my diary. Then I'm going to add in some sourdough bread. And I'm going to add in 2 slices of bread. And then I'm going to add in a protein shake, a Fairlife 1 bottle, and I'm going to add in some blueberries. And I'm going to do 100 grams. So that is my breakfast. And you'll see the breakdown right here. 56 grams of protein, 46 carbs, 21 grams of fat. And then for meal 2, this would be my lunch. And this is really simple. You just pick out a protein that you like, you pick out a carbohydrate that you like, and you pick out a fat if you need to add fat. Most of the time you won't. So here I'm going to go Hillshire Farms turkey breast. I'm going to do 5 ounces. I'm going to do some avocado, 40 grams. I'm going to do a cup of jasmine rice. And I'm measuring this cooked. I'm going to do some mixed greens. I'm going to do 100 grams. And I'm going to do an orange this time. And I'm going to do 150 grams. All right, so now here's my breakdown for lunch. And then I'm going to go for meal 3, I'm going to do dinner. And this time I'm going to go with some salmon. And I'm going to measure it cooked. Let's go 6 ounces. And I'm going to do broccoli for my veggie. Let's go with 150 grams. I'm going to do some russet potatoes. And I'm going to measure these cooked because some of the water comes out. I'm going to do 180 grams. I'm going to do some tomatoes, 100 grams. I'm going to put some olive oil on my tomatoes. I'm going to go 1 tablespoon. And then I'm going to do a little bit of butter for my potatoes. And we'll go with 14 grams. All right, so that's how I did it. Now for my post-workout meal, I'm going to do another protein shake. 1 bottle of that. Now let's see how I did for the day. Something on here is not right. Okay, I see right here. I did 100 tomatoes. That's obviously not correct. We want 100 grams. There we go. All right, so for the entire day, and this is where you can troubleshoot things, just like I did with the tomato. I'm looking at it going, that doesn't look right. So now we've got everything dialed in, and you can see that my target was 1970. For this day, I came in at 2003. My protein came in a little bit lower than what I had liked, and my fat was a little bit higher, and that's going to be due to the salmon. So I could go back in here, and I could change this, and I could go, let's add, instead of salmon, since I went way over, we could pick a different food. We could do chicken breast, skinless, cooked. And let's go with the same amount, 6 ounces. We're going to add that, and then we're going to delete this salmon. And this is how you do this. You just play around with the numbers until you figure out what it takes to hit your goal. And so now I'm at 1988, 184 on the protein, 172. That's pretty darn close, and I'm going to count this as a winner. Now, if we look at the breakdown for all of the micros, all of your vitamins and minerals, I got pretty close to everything. A little bit low on the B vitamins, but this is just for one day. So now you could go back and fill in the gaps with some different foods to make these work. So this is how you set it up. And now what you can do is you have a template, and you could go in and you could swap different foods in and out for some of these things, or you could just eat this every day and then supplement with whatever's missing in your macros. So if you need more help figuring this out, reach out to me. It's really simple once you do it a few times. The key to Cronometer that I like is that it allows me to look at all of the micros and run reports every 7 days and see where I'm low. And then I can go, all right, I need to add in a little bit more of this, take out some of that, and really get it dialed in. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, reach out and let me know.